What's going on YouTube? Hey guys, it's Ben, and I wanted to tell you the 4 things that made me my first 100 grand. I think this is a really important video. I think it's going to be motivational and impactful for a lot of you guys that are just starting out, because I was in your same exact scenario where I was just sending cold emails, just getting started with recruitment and trying to get my name out there, trying to get a brand and trying to get clients. And I never dreamed that I would actually make 100 grand in 6 months, but that's exactly what happened. And so I'm going to tell you the 4 specific items that actually got me there. So first and foremost is one that you've heard me say before, but a ton of cold outreach. So emails, calls, LinkedIn connections, you name it, literally 100 touches a day for months. So I was sitting there finding cold emails on ZoomInfo, other tools on LinkedIn, connecting with people, calling people, making any sort of networking connection that I could with potential brand new clients. This is what I was doing constantly. So I would do it at my 9 to 5, I would do it after work, and then eventually once I went full time in staffing, I would do it just all day long when I was at home, right? So cold outreach is number one, getting clients, getting them ramped up, and getting them in your Rolodex, so to speak, so that you can make placements and get money from them, right? So that's where you need to start. Number one was cold outreach. The second one would be mindset and confidence. So now, I don't want to get woohoo, I'm not going to be Tony Robbins, but I am going to tell you that you're not going to get anywhere without a proper mindset and proper confidence, okay? You can do all the cold email, cold outreach that you want, but if your mind is not set properly, if your mind is not wired and aligned to do this, to be a real entrepreneur and actually get after it, and if your confidence isn't boosted up to a level, whether it's just you boosting it by yourself or something else boosting it, right? Like a habit or, a mentality or mantras that you say to yourself. You need to get your confidence level up and your mindset right. Otherwise, you're going to totally fail. And that's just how it works. Like if you do not actually go after your mind and get it in the right place, you will be a failure. You need to take control of your mind, control of your thoughts, and control of your confidence and get those things in the right place, and you will do well. The next thing that I did, the third element to make my first 100 grand in recruiting, is commitment to learning. So one of the biggest things in the entire world is having the ability to learn and digest information and take it all in and utilize it and execute on it, right? So I made a commitment once I started my business that I would learn from every success and every failure, because every single one of those has a huge lesson to be learned from them. Whether it's an awesome success or whether it was a terrible failure, there's always something to be learned. And if you've made a failure and it cost you money, well, to be honest with you, that money was well spent because it taught you something incredible that you're never going to do again, and therefore it's going to save you a ton of money in the future. So I've made mistakes that have cost me $500, right? I'll never make those mistakes again, and that could save me thousands of dollars going on in the future, like tens of thousands of dollars potentially, right? Because I learned a really, really good lesson, and it was at a small scale, and so I was able to kind of take it in, digest it, understand it, and never do it again. So my commitment to learning was super, super important to me being able to reach my first 100 grand. The last item, number 4, would be perseverance. So this is something that you either have or you don't. Some people are simply wired to persevere and keep going and go for broke and just burn the boats behind you and move forward. Some people are not, and they shouldn't be in the business. They shouldn't be an entrepreneur. They shouldn't really try anything. They should just stick with their 9 to 5 because that's really what they're wired for. But perseverance is what drove me to my first 100 grand, really, because I didn't stop at anything. So if I didn't have a client come in for a month or so, or a couple weeks, or candidates were really low and they weren't responding to me or something like that, I didn't care. Like none of that mattered to me. The reason being is because I told myself I'm committed, I'm going to persevere no matter what happens. And so perseverance is really what drove me all the way through to making that first $100,000. And if I didn't have that in my mindset to persevere and go through any obstacle that comes my way, I would have just been shoved to the side. And honestly, 99% of people, possibly some of the people even watching this video right now, will try something out, check it out for a week, maybe dip their foot in the pool or whatever, and then just stop and be done with it. Even though they might be so close to success, or their potential might be massive, but they just don't see it, and they just don't have the perseverance or the commitment to learning or the ability to actually set their mind right and get their confidence up. So those are the 4 elements that got me to 100 grand. You know, cold outreach, a ton of lead generation, getting my mindset right and getting my confidence up, commitment to learning and understanding from failures and successes, and then ultimately perseverance to go all the way through and win the race. And so from there, I was able to scale my business and keep it going. But I want you to understand from this video that I'm not bragging about making $100,000 in 6 months, the first 6 months of business. I'm explaining to you the things that I did in my mind and the things that I did physically to actually get to that level and then scale from there. So these are real, true anecdotes that you need to take into consideration when you're thinking about, man, I really want to make 6 figures, or I really want to scale my business into a 6-figure machine. You have to have these things in mind. And there's no 2 ways about it. There's no shortcuts. It's only hard work. No matter what anyone tells you, it's only hard work that will get you there. So use those elements and you will become a 6-figure entrepreneur, a 6-figure recruiter, and I will catch you guys for certain on Tuesday. Take care.